And hello everyone, this is FilibusterFox, and we are once again streaming live League of Legends every night at twitch.tv/FilibusterFox, 9 p.m. Pacific Time, midnight Eastern. Join me for League of Legends. It'll be a variety. Sometimes I'll be playing, sometimes I'll be shoutcasting. Today, I am joined by the one and only FF Android, formerly of BHI fame, along with myself. He was our jungler for quite some time. And he is going to join me for some duo shoutcasting. We're going to shoutcast a custom here, and we are about to get started. Say hello, Android, while I turn on my light.
It is great to be here, FilibusterFox. I'm excited to see how this game goes.
Welcome to the show. Now, we're just trying to fill out our custom game here. I'll switch over to our in-game camera here and get it off my ugly mug for a bit. And we'll see if these last two slots fill up. We see on the blue team so far, we have FF Sade of previous fame on the channel, Space Blue QT, Captain Klaus, Zet Awesome, also of previous TFG fame, Shoko Love, and on the purple team we have Susaki, Poisonous X, Lover's X Requiem, Shin Pulse, and an empty slot waiting to be filled. Shogolov has, of course, switched to the purple team now, and we'll see how that goes. Now, today we're going to do something a little different. You're used to hearing me do play-by-play and analyzing as I can, sometimes pausing and rewinding a bit. Well, we're not going to do that. Since I am duo shoutcasting, we'll be doing live matches. There will be no pausing or rewinding of the game as it goes, so we stay synchronized. So we're not going to be able to go back for anything, since we would suddenly not be talking at the same time. Android is going to start out trying to do the play-by-play while I do more color commentary, so you'll probably get used to hearing him a bit more throughout the match. And hopefully everything goes smoothly. This is the first time we have shoutcasted together, so I have only worked with Fancy Zergling in the past, so I have a limited experience with that, and back then I was the play-by-play guy. So what do you think, Android?
Well, here we go. We actually have a 5v5 in the room right now, about ready to start. We do have two pretty strong teams going at it right here. A lot of experience between these two teams. Maybe not playing together, but overall their experience is pretty strong.
And most everyone in these with over 1,000 matches, ranging from about 1,000 to about 1,900, with one or two below 1,000. Of course, several of these players were plat in Season 2, at least 3 or 4 of them. And we are looking forward to see how it goes. Should get started in just a moment here. Let me let them know that we're ready when they are. Wait, when you all are. Streaming live at this. Tell your friends. All right, so on once again, we'll introduce everyone on the two teams. FF Sade, usually a top lane player, has been playing a lot more support lately in normals, but we'll probably see her up in the top lane. Rumble being her most favorite champion to play, and that she plays very, very well. We've got Space Blue QT, which I believe is primarily support player. I'm not sure of his favorite champions. I have not had the opportunity to play with him a whole lot together, but we should maybe see him in support. Captain Klaus plays a variety of roles. I'm not sure what his favorite champion is right now. It goes around a little. Is that awesome? Of course, you're familiar with it. A very strong mid player. Swain is his main, but he plays Pantheon and a few others now. And we have Isu Moimaya Biawa. Mwamwaya.
I'm not sure how to pronounce that either, Fox.
Maybe if we do it backwards.
Yeah, there we go.
That's not any easier. We're going to call him M, as in EM, the initials for his name. We're going to have M. I'm not sure what he plays. I am not very familiar with him. I'm sure he had a name change, and he's someone I know better. Okay, we're going to get started in 2 minutes. Anyways, as they get ready, we will continue introducing the players. I'm not sure what to expect from EM, but we'll see how that goes. For the purple team, Susaki is I believe, Silver League player. He most often plays mid lane, although he sometimes plays AD carry support and, occasionally jungle or top, but primarily those 3 roles.
Yeah, and if you actually look at it, he has been playing quite a lot of the top lately. Seeing a lot of Akali and Kale, so maybe we'll see that come out this game.
Perhaps so. Not a fantastic match history going on with a lot of defeats and a leave there. But those are a lot of custom games too, so that's all right.
There we go.
All right, Poisonous X, primarily a jungle player. We see him play a lot of Maokai previously, but I do not believe that's one of his favorite champions. I think he is more fond of. Who does he play now? Let's have a look at his match history and see.
Checking it out right now, actually.
See some Shens, a lot of Jarvan, whole lot of Jarvan. He's been in a Jarvan kick on his match history. So maybe we'll see a Jarvan or Shen, or maybe he'll go back to one of his others. He will probably be the jungler. Lover's X Requiem, of course, one of the best AD carries I have on my friends list, and always a pleasure to play with him. You saw me doing some unusual supports with him the other day, where we did horribly badly with Graves and Sejuani. We then came back quite nicely with Draven and Annie and just steamrolled the lane quite nicely after getting into our stride of working together. A very scary AD player to go against. He can play a variety of champions, and I'm not sure which one he'll go, but we'll see. And then we have Shinpulse. She is a... I think she's bronze or silver-ish. I'm not entirely sure.
She
She's
actually
gold.
ended season 2 with gold, yeah.
Oh,
So.
right. She ended up in gold, and she usually plays AD carry or support, and perhaps some Nocturne in there in the jungle. But we will probably see Shin go support on this one. That would be my theory. And finally, we have Shoko Loves, formerly known as Pips, as I may occasionally call him during this. And he seems to be bronze right now. He has a lot of Lux and Misfortune and Annie matches on his history, so we may see one of those. He may end up being that team's mid. All right. Any thoughts on this matchup? Any of the players? Any side look a little overpowered towards the other?
You know what? There's a lot of good players on both sides. So on Team 1 with FFC and Zawesome, you know, a lot of people that I'm familiar with, really strong. But on Team 2, I've seen Poisonous do some really great jungling before, and I've even seen people like Shinpulse do some really great AD carrying. So I'm actually excited to see how this match goes.
If everyone is playing their main roles, we'll see a lot of success in the bot lane for the purple team. Lover's X Requiem, a stronger AD carry than literally everyone on the blue team combined. But conversely, FF Sade, probably a stronger top, and Zawesome, a stronger mid, respectively, against the purple team. So if everyone lines up in their main lanes, we may see a lot of trouble here for the purple team in the solo lanes, but they'll have that strength in the double lane.
Well, what bans do you see coming out? I do definitely see. Oh, there we go, Malphite. I see a Rumble and a Swain ban also coming in for a blue team.
Lee Sin ban, fairly surprising there, but I do also expect that Rumble and Swain ban to come up. I don't think the Swain ban or the Rumble ban will really bother the blue team that much. In fact, if the purple team is well aware of this, we may not see those bans simply due to the fact that Zawesome and FF Sade have increased their champion pool significantly in the last few months. They're no longer dependent on Rumble and Swain like they used to be. We see Zawesome go Pantheon a lot mid. We see Sade go Jace and Darius and Kennen a lot up top.
So if you look here, we're actually seeing pretty common bans. These are some typical solo queue bans, maybe, you know, Lee Sin and Draven on bans from purple team, not so much, but the Malphite, Blitzcrank, and Sona bans are quite typical of solo queue here. So no specific bans coming out from blue team.
Indeed. We're seeing blue team playing it safe. Go for the champions, which are not necessarily the main champions for the purple team, because there are a lot of champions to block off for some of those players on the team. You can't really shut down one of the players' main abilities with that. And, you know, we're seeing purple team running into the same thing. So maybe they've decided that Draven and the Lee Sin are power players on the characters that are played on the blue team. But perhaps they're just banning people that they find particularly annoying and want to not have to face. So it looks like Sade is going to pick up Vi here. Vi, one of her favorite characters personality-wise, but I haven't actually seen her play Vi that much.
She's actually a really good top Vi. If I have to say, I bet this champion is for herself. I don't see her switching it to jungle. I do see this as a top 5 right here.
All right, well, I'll be interested to see how that goes. I'm always of the opinion Vi, being a fantastic jungler, is fairly mediocre in the top lane. And she is apt to run into some pretty bad matchups here. A first pick like that can be a dangerous thing.
I absolutely agree with you, Fox. She is extremely strong in the top lane, though. It's going to be hard, even if they do get a counter pick to actually be able to beat her.
Well, one thing that Poisonous X knows just as well as I know, that if there's anything Sade hates about being top lane, is when the enemy jungle just starts early and camps her. Era of Games used to do that to her a lot, and she would always get kind of way behind in that situation. If the rest of the team is doing well, with a powerhouse bot lane that Purple Team has at their disposal, they may be able to just camp that top lane and keep her from getting ahead.
Well, here we go. We actually have. Oh, no, maybe not Aurelia. Man, they had some good picks right there, seeming to switch off of them. I was a little excited seeing the Poppy pick right there by Klaus, but it looks like he's going to change that right there.
Well, we'll just wait for them to lock in and talk about the purple team's pick there. We see a Nunu and a Cho'Gath, and what we're going to learn from this is, holy crap, Dragon and Baron control. With the double consumes and whatever jungler they end up having smite, if they end up going with a smited jungler instead of just perhaps a Nunu just sitting there without smite for the jungle, we have the potential to have a very, very dangerous objective control team for the purple.
Absolutely. Between the feast and consume, we're going to see crazy control for Dragon Baron as well as the buffs. And it looks like they are picking up the Caitlyn, so we're going to be seeing that Nunu Caitlyn, which is extremely powerful right now. The Blood Boil on Caitlyn is just ridiculous.
And then a Kali pick. We'll assume that's probably going to be going top, but it could possibly be a mid Akali. It's a little hard to tell at this point. We haven't seen their last pick, so we'll hold off speculation on that for now. Going back over to the blue team, they did end up picking up Aurelia and Graves. I wanted to say Draven there, but that was definitely not Draven nor Graven. It was indeed Graves. Graves and possibly a Lulu here.
So probably Aurelia going top, maybe V in the jungle. Graves Lulu is definitely an extremely strong poke lane for bottom, trying to kind of counteract the Nunu Caitlyn bottom there.
And of course, Swain for Zay Awesome in mid.
Not
Hard
a
to guess
surprise
where
at
that's
all.
going. Swain, a very dangerous opponent in any situation, and with someone who plays him almost exclusively for like 6 months straight, like Zay Awesome did, he's very familiar with Swain and very good at using him to his fullest potential. Now, what are we going to see go mid here? We may see Lux, a very favored choice by Shoko Love. And there he goes, the lock in for Lux. Lux at a huge disadvantage against Swain here. Maybe a little early with that poke would be nice, but I do not see that lane going well for the purple team.
Yeah, and just to talk about purple team one last time, Akali actually very strong since the Oracle's nerf. I think a lot of people have been underestimating her lately, but with the Oracle's nerf now on a 5 minute, it lasts for 5 minutes. It actually makes her really strong in that shroud. And Lux has been extremely strong lately. I think Rapid Star started showing her off, and I'm excited to see what she can do.
So, with the final lane matchups here, we're going to have Akali top against, looks like, Aurelia. In the mid lane, we'll have Swain against Lux. In the bottom lane, we'll have Caitlyn Nunu against Lulu and Graves. And in the jungle, we'll have Cho'Gath versus Vi. Vi and Cho'Gath both very fast at clearing the jungle. We may see some counter jungling play there, but they're both equally good at doing it to each other. Cho'Gath may be slightly faster thanks to the feast. Now, we're seeing something interesting here. Lover's X Requiem, the AD carry I was talking about, actually going into the jungle, and Poisonous X taking the AD carry here. We may see a bit less of an advantage for the bot lane on the purple team than we had previously expected.
And on blue team as well, FF Sade also going support. We were talking about that earlier. She's been playing support a lot more often. Also with Captain Klaus, very strong bottom lane. And letting Space Blue Cutie actually go top this time with Aurelia.
Indeed. Now, Sade, of course, learned how to support from the best. That would be me. But we Definitely, I'm excited to see how she plays this up. The only game I've actually spectated where she's been playing support lately was a support Rumble game, which shockingly didn't impress me. Because, I mean, did impress me because, well, she's really good at Rumble, and Rumble as support apparently only needs Haunting Guys and Sorcerer Shoes to really get dominant in the lane and just bully them around.
It makes absolutely sense with no really resource management there. You just have to worry about overheating and such. Um, I'm primarily a jungler, and I have not seen either of these junglers play yet. So I am extremely excited to see how this turns out right here. You know, Vi being extremely strong as well as Cho'Gath. So this should be a very good game in the jungle at least.
Indeed. I'll be interested to see if we're going to see an early invade by either team prior to level 2, or if we're going to see it happen a little bit later, both teams starting on their blues perhaps, and just going for that regular jungle route and moving through the jungle, clearing that up, and going for a gank before going B, or how they're going to accomplish this. I'm very interested to see the jungle routes here.
Absolutely. Purple team definitely does have that advantage right there earlier in jungle. You know, they do have the crazy CC between Lux, between Cho'Gath, and of course that jungle control with Nunu. But blue team does have a lot of early kill potential. So they do, purple team would have to be careful if they invaded right there.
All right, well, we're about 10 seconds from going into the launching screen, in which case we'll have a slight delay as everyone loads up and we get into this match. Featuring the blue team with FF Sage, Space Blue QT, and I will say the rest of the names briefly as soon as that loads up, taking a very bad time to start out with that announcing. And just take this brief moment to announce that I apologize for the excessive drinking I'll be doing on this stream, with water, not alcohol, because I'm a bit sick here, and talking is really hurting my voice tonight. But we're going to go ahead with it. FF Sade, Space QT, Captain Klaus, Zay Awesome, and EM for the blue team against Susaki, Poisonous X, Lover's X Requiem, Shinpulse, and Shoko Love on the purple.
And let's talk about these borders right here. We're seeing a lot of gold and silver borders. But just to point out, a bunch of these people, FF Sade's Awesome, did end at a platinum rating in either Team 5s or Team 3s. So because these borders right here, do not underestimate these players. They are extremely strong, maybe just a little lacking in the solo queue right there.
Yes. Well, one thing that Awesome, FF Sade, and myself all ended up with last season is we barely solo queued at all. And then we worked together very hard on the 5s team and the 3s team, hitting plat and gold. And our solo queues, we just dedicated all our time to getting this team going strong, and we just didn't solo queue. By the time we had some solo queue, it was like a week before the end of Season 2, and all the people in about the 1400 to 1500 elo range were really, really trolling. So, throughout the entire season, I was at like 1495 until I let it decay. And as soon as we got into that last stretch, it was so very hard to get in. I would win 2 or 3 games, and then I would lose one, be back where I started. And that's the same thing that's happened to Sade, is that awesome. And a lot of these players could have even been plat last season had that gone on just a little longer.
And you know what? I am very excited to see the Season 3 ladder system. Very good, taken from, StarCraft and other similar games. I do find it quite similar. Let's go into the starting items for these champions right here.
Well, we'll start by comparing the junglers, because that's where the majority of play is going to focus around in this initial period. We have Vi in the jungle here with the expected Hunter's Machete and 5 health potions. Cho'Gath on the opposing team going with the exact same build. A very, very common build for junglers because it is fairly optimal, giving everyone, AP or AD, extra damage on that minion. In the jungle monsters, and of course the health potions to just stay in the jungle and clear it. For the mids, we are seeing Swain start out with 2 wards and a butt ton of potions. For the Lux, we're seeing boots and pots. Those boots are going to help her avoid Swain's stairs, while Swain is going to be a little more vulnerable to Lux's snare. But the extra potions on that Swain is just going to keep him in lane until he hits level 6, and then he can no longer be pushed out of lane by this Lux unless he's getting a gank from someone. That Swain sustain is going to be very ridiculous, and he's going in for the long haul, and he's going to get the advantage simply because of it.
And those wards as well from Swain we see, maybe protecting him from early ganks, maybe some early jungle control here. We do see an invade by blue team here at purple-red.
Now, blue team is hoping to run into perhaps a kill here, or at least just steal the red buff. But they're not going to run into it. Everyone in the blue team is, or in the purple team, is over in the blue side of the jungle. So they're going to get some free reigns here. And they're going to get red buff if they so desire.
And you know what? That's what we were kind of talking about earlier. Blue team does have this really strong early killing power. You know, you have Lux with her slow, Aurelia with her stun, you have Graves who just does massive early damage, and then, you know, Vi and Swain can also go early CC or early damage.
Now, Holly, of course, getting a slight ahead lead in going up to top lane, but she's not actually going to get any minions here, except one, prior to Aurelia getting there. Aurelia only behind one minion and enabling her team to get so much more. Aurelia with Kali with 2 wards and 9 potions against Aurelia's flask and potions. So we're going to see fairly equal sustain here, but actual protection from Saki. We've already got a gank going down in the top lane. Vi came right in, goes right in and hits with the red buff, slowing Akali here. A lot of flashes going down, but Akali is going to die to Aurelia. Aurelia very low after that, but is going to be able to sustain right up and get this early level advantage and a nice early first blood for Aurelia.
And that's kind of what we're talking about right there. We did have, you know, Vi got that red buff, that early red buff, and jumping with Vault Breaker gives her that crazy gap closer. And we do see Space Blue QT. She did start with the Equilibrium Strike, kind of getting that early CC, got that slow in right there. Extremely strong gank.
Cho did sneak in for a steal on the blue team's blue buff, but he got caught there. He's going to get trapped between Swain if Swain can hit the snare, or the slow at least. He might not have his snare yet. Alright, looks like he didn't have a snare, and Cho is going to get to walk away there. Getting away with the opposing blue buff. Putting the Vi a little worse off in the jungle here, but that first blood is more going to make up for that.
And we're kind of already looking at the early start. Blue, that first blood really gave them a strong advantage. Already 500 gold ahead. And it's just, you know, really good start right there.
Aurelia did end up going B, though, so we're going to see that early advantage for the top lane, other than the first blood gold and the item advantage she's going to have now. Coming back with wards, boots, and some more potions is going to help out a lot there, but not staying in lane long enough to really get a farm advantage. She's already 5 farm behind Akali here, and that's going to give Akali a chance to keep up or even get ahead next beat. Akali at level 3 against Space Blue Cuties 2.
And then here, if you look at bottom right here, we do have the Grazers, Caitlyn. Both lanes, extremely strong poke between the Caitlyn using her Piltover Peacemaker and then Graves using the Buckshot. The Graves have been pushing pretty strong, but Caitlyn's actually been keeping up in CS actually ahead of Graves, 25-20.
Got the jungler coming in for a gank mid. It's also walking the opposite direction and missing all of the CC on him. He's just going to calmly walk away as all of the skill shots were missed by the red team.
We have that that top pushing really hard on the purple side. No real action right there. Kind of just seeing that Aurelia farm under tower quite far behind the Akali right there. Almost 10 farm behind right there.
I don't think Space Blue really minds the situation so much. Akali's very good at farming under the tower compared to most every other champion. And this is giving her a lot of defense against Akali. Vi ready to come in and gank under this tower here.
Kind of letting her catch up right there. In that bottom lane, the AD is really just, sorry. I don't want to mess up this top gank right here. I get slowing down a little. But Caitlyn really passing up on that Graves right there.
Getting a little lag from you for a second here, so I'm going to kind of play-by-play for a minute while that equalizes out. Caitlyn doing a very good job of getting a lot of poke onto Klaus there. Sade also very low. The early advantage came here when we saw earlier Sade went up toward Dragon, and the time that she was out of the lane, Caitlyn and Shin just went right in and started harassing Klaus while Lulu was there unable to assist. And that got them that health advantage, and now they've been bullying ever since because of that. We've got Cho'Gath looking to steal some Wraiths once again, and perhaps come back mid. Can we have a quick test of your voice there, see if you're still lagging up?
Yeah, here we go, testing. Oh, if you hear me well,
yeah,
top
I hear you
lane actually just tower dived right there. They actually did get the kill on a Kali right there. Full Vi and Aurelia getting extremely low.
That's very nice for top lane. A kill for Vi and another assist for Aurelia. Gets them a nice lead, despite the Kali being just 3 farm ahead. Not nearly going to make up for the difference in kills. However, Cho'Gath being a bit of a counter jungler here while Vi is busy ganking top.
I don't think Vi minds so much. She is getting the kills, she's getting the assists. You look at purple team and they're quite far ahead of farm in almost every lane right there, and purple teams or blue teams just getting the kills. And here we go in mid.
See that movement from Swain, just easily avoiding all of their skill shots as he goes the completely unexpected way, walking into the threat instead of back towards his towers to avoid all their expected skill shots, and he just simply harasses them right back and stays in the lane, no problem at all.
And that's exactly what we were talking about earlier. We do have that experienced mid player, not only mid, but Swain player. This guy knows what he's doing. So he is just dodging the ganks, and I'm excited to see how this mid progresses.
Bit of a failed Vi gank there. She's taking a lot of damage for almost no gain. Swain picking up a nice bit of harass, but it's costing him mana, which he has so very little of. Up top, a bit of a fight, but not much result from it.
We do see the Vi starting out with an early Dorn's Blade. And what that means right there is she wants to get those kills. She's not too worried about farming. She wants to get in the lanes and she wants to apply pressure.
Yeah, we had a very nice little kill there under the mid tower for the blue team. Once again, leading them a little further ahead by getting another assist, and Swain picking up a kill. Swain now taking the opportunity to be, while Vi is keeping this mid lane pushed up so he can have the time to without any threat.
And that's exactly what we were just saying, you know, she did pick up that Dorn's Blade. She's not afraid to dive towers right now, already level 7, and she just doesn't care, and she's getting the kills. So it's working out for her. And she's also 6 farm ahead of the Cho'Gath, so between the jungling and the jumping, she's really doing well right here.
Well, he lacked the ward kill cheers from the Season 2 championships, so sorely missed in a non-audience tournament.
And you kind of see the ward control right here. You see purple team, they're being extremely safe. They have dragon warded, they have top warded. And all we're really seeing from the blue team right here is the bottom tribush. That's the only current ward they have out. Oh, actually we're seeing another one place top mid, so I guess we're equal there.
Well following my advice for ward placement, knowing that there are 2 places in mid lane by the Wraiths. You always want to ward the other Wraiths area if you can to guard that ramp, and your own if you can as well, especially if you're blue team, because that will help protect your bottom lane against jungle ganks from behind.
Absolutely, and we are seeing that blue buff go out to Lux there on the purple team. That's absolutely going to help her. The CDR for all her skills and the mana regen, it's definitely going to help her farm. It's going to help her push, and even ganks right there if she chooses.
Well, it's not going to help enough because Swain by himself went and took his blue buff as well, and he also has red. I don't think he really cares about it, but he has it. Because why not? Lux warding up, getting a little more protection against ganks here. Red very good with their map control. They, of course, have the essential ward in the tribush down at bot lane. Every team should ward that bush. That bush is the most important thing to ward during the laning phase for either team. More important than Dragon, in my opinion.
And it actually just saved them. Vi headed down, the tribush did spot them, and Caitlyn was able to kind of get some harass out right there, kind of saying, hey, back off my lane, this is my farm, you know.
More ward coverage coming in from the blue team. We're seeing a lot of equal coverage here along the river, protecting these lanes up against ganks. It's going to be a lot harder for the junglers to get involved in this situation until they start.
And here we go, mid. We actually have the Vi. She flashed in right there. She got that ult down, and they did secure that mid there. Secure that kill there in mid, so very good.
Swain, getting ahead like this is a terrible, terrible thing to happen for the purple team. They're going to be in a lot of trouble here with this Swain continues to get kills and assists, because he is unstoppable when he's ahead.
And they're actually going for that Cho'Gath there. He did flash right out of the never move, kind of saving his life right there. But mid lane.
Probably walk right back into that Swain. They saw him coming through the tri-bush war top.
Hiding out there in Shroud, but she is surrounded by 3 people. Is she gonna make it out? It looks like she is right there.
Yeah, that nice flash over the wall to get her out of a bad situation.
And if we look at it, we do see a lot of summoners up on actually both sides right there. So we do have a lot of potential team fight abilities for both sides. Blue is definitely, they're up 1.7k gold right now, so very strong, 4 kills up.
I'd say for the bot lane, it looks like purple team is having a lot of advantages here. Caitlyn has 100 farm to Graves' 80, Nunu's 1 to Lulu 0, and that's relatively irrelevant. But they're getting a lot of bullying going on, and the further this gets into the game, the more advantage Caitlyn is going to have because of her range. That early buckshot damage from Graves just isn't going to be enough to make for Caitlyn's auto attack becoming more dominant.
Especially when you're matching it with Nunu's Blood Boil right there. She's really going to be able to push towers.
Up top, they did manage to catch Akali with a nice flash from Aurelia, followed by a Q to kill off with the assist from Vi. Lux and Cho'Gath coming up to keep them off this tower, leaving Swain alone to push mid.
And you see they weren't really able to do much top. They kind of were a little late right there. So Swain is going to get this free tower damage right there in mid. And bottom lane, actually, you see both these characters with excessive pushing ability, and both towers are actually extremely healthy for the lane pairs that they're running, so that's a little surprise there.
Well, one thing about two pushy champions is the fact that they can clear each other's ways pretty well when they get to the tower, so it ends up just push to each other's tower, insta-clear, push right back.
So we do see Caitlyn and Graves mirroring each other's builds. Both of them right now do have their completed Berserker Greaves.
They do have a gank going in on the top lane. Aurelia is caught between Akali and Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath having come in from the now unwarded river. Vi is on the way up though. Akali could do some damage here and present a kill, but she's going to take too much damage and just try and run away and survive this. Looks like she's going to get away here, but we've got Vi coming in and doing a lot of damage here. Vi so very far ahead at this point, but this crowd control from Cho'Gath is going to be enough to turn the advantage back against Vi and allow Akali to pick up the kill.
And that was insane right there. You see that Cho'Gath, he's been missing those ruptures this whole game, and he finally does land it on the Vi, and they do get that kill. Getting them finally one kill, trying to get their foot back in the door. So very good for them right there.
Unfortunately, Vi had been doing a good job of not quite getting on a killing spree before getting killed. Having 2 kills and 3 assists mean that they did get a nice chunk of extra gold for him being on a killing spree, but still, getting the kill is a nice situation in any case. 15 minutes in, we're seeing the blue team with a 1.4k gold lead and a 4 kill advantage. No towers taken by either side, but looking through the tower health here, it looks like the damage advantage is significantly for the blue team, with the exception of this bot tower for blue being very low.
And absolutely, let's talk about that build right there on Akali for a second. Seeing that Seeker's Arm Guard, one of those new items coming out right there, trying to get that increased ability power as well as that armor to kind of get some protection from Aurelia right there. Very neat to see some of the newer items pop out on those champions.
Yeah, I have had yet to see someone build a Seeker's Arm Guard. It, of course, is a very cost-efficient item, but it is fairly limited as a slot. It only stacks so large, so it can be a fairly ineffective purchase in a final full build. But early on, if you're picking it up and getting farmed up, it's more efficient than getting a couple Doran's items. Pink ward going down for Saki, of course, enabling him to set up more kills on this Aurelia here.
And we do have that top exchange right there. We're not seeing too much damage, more towards Kali right there. Even though she was being the aggressor, they kind of almost equaled out right there.
Swain looking to be a bit tricky up in the jungle, trying to catch a Lux on the way top. Here it goes. A Lux caught right, face-checking a bush. Oh, a nice snare landed by that Swain. He's going to get tons of damage on this Lux, and Lux is going to die there. Kali not quite in time to help. Neither was Aurelia, but that's a free kill for Swain. Now the only mid with blue buff. Nice and fresh one, too.
Extremely good gank right there. He kind of predicted where she was going to go. He did land that never move right there, and it did result in a free kill. And he's even leaving that one last Wraith right there in their camp and going to gank top right there.
3v3 bot lane. Vi going way in. That flash getting hurt way out of position on that ult on Caitlyn. A lot of nice damage going down. The feast from Cho'Gath finishing off Graves, and he may be able to pick up another 2 kills here if he can just get caught up to his Vi. He's going to give up on Vi and finish Lulu. Flash over, he's still going to go for the Vi. He's not going to be able to get in range to land that Rupture, though. No chance there. It was a good attempt, but he was just too far behind at that point to catch it. A lot of wards in that bush. Yeah,
absolutely. Very good try right there, but Blue did end up with a advantage right there. They did end a total of 2-3 in Blue advantage right there. So
Swain bullying this low health Cho'Gath, but a lot of crowd control stopping him from picking up the kill.
And we are seeing that confidence play out on Vayne, or on Swain. Very strong champion, knows what he's doing, not afraid to go into the enemy jungle and kind of bully right there.
Well, he's got this Rod of Ages before the 18-minute mark, and he's got that kill lead. He's got the tankiness, he's got the damage, and he's got this opportunity in this early mid-game to really take advantage of the tankiness and sustain of Swain against the less fed champions, while they're still very weak.
And even almost 30 farm ahead of Lux right there. So he's really showing his lane dominance. Very one-sided lane currently.
Especially considering Lux's ability to farm minions.
It is going to take a very strong gank from Cho'Gath, maybe landing both the Rupture right there, as well as the Feral Scream with maybe a chain from Lux to take this Swain down.
I don't think it's going to be enough. Swain's been very good at dodging their skill shots, and I think even a perfectly executed gank from Cho'Gath and Swain, unless he's way too far away from his towers, is not going to do enough damage for them to kill him before he can get out of there.
And here we go. We do have Vi doing the counter jungling, about to get caught right here. Oh, and there she is, the Cho'Gath and the Lux.
Here comes Swain, though. The spell cooldowns burst on Vi. Swain's going to be able to easily pick up a kill on Lux there and may press for this chance on Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath able to crowd control him enough to make him walk away.
And there we go. That was a 1v1 trade so far. It looks like Swain and Aurelia are going in on this Cho'Gath.
Polly's there to help, but it's not going to be enough damage to stop that tanky Swain.
All right, is Akali really going to stay here? We do see a 2-for-1 trade by going down on the blue side, but both Cho'Gath and Lux were taken out on purple.
Aurelia still picks up the red buff despite Saki's attempt otherwise.
And really not seeing this experience, I've really never seen Space Blue QD play before, but she is playing an extremely strong Aurelia. Counter jungling and really just dominating this top right here with the help from Vi. Very good lane to watch. And actually, if you go down, we do see Vi starting to solo Dragon right there. We don't see Purple Team with a ward, so this might be a free gold right here for Blue Team.
Well, it's the advantage of putting a pink ward down in front of Dragon. You get that free Dragon whenever anyone gets careless.
And that has actually put them into a 5k gold lead at the 21-minute mark. Very strong lead.
Absolutely devastating league. It's Still no kills on any towers for either team. Aurelia cheekily stopping Akali from going B with her ult.
And if you look at it, bottom lane's pretty tied up right now. 155 on Graves, but he has a kill and 2 assists versus 169 Caitlyn. And it looks like we missed out on some kills right there.
I was watching it quite closely. We saw the action. Cho is going to die here as well. Swain coming in just in time for an assist with a single auto attack while he continues chasing off Nunu, who he's not going to catch. Blood Boil makes Nunu much faster than you, Swain. You know better than that.
And here is why we see maybe why this Swain should have been banned right here. He is just going all out, playing aggressive, and getting the kills. Very strong.
Well, as I said before, he has other champions he can play. None of them are quite up to the level of the Swain, but they are still very, very dominating mids. Oh, taking that tower for so long, Swain just barely able to get out of there, walking away with 200 hit points after killing Lux under 2 towers.
And taking out that mid tower right there. Was such an experienced player. Oh, here we got B going mid right now, just taking Caitlyn out.
Caitlyn gonna get away here, and Vi in a lot of trouble with Cho'Gath self. Oh, that tower shot and the snipe, almost enough to kill her. Nice Q over the Cho'Gath rupture. Vi's gonna walk out of there very nicely.
Very strong Volt Breaker right there. Just saved her life right there. We do see some aggressive play mid by both teams, but both of them are backing off right now.
Now, according to my scorecard, we still have 0 towers to 0 towers. Riot, fix please. But we've got 2 towers killed by the blue team, giving them that global gold advantage in addition to the dragon they took earlier, leaving them with an 8,000 gold lead.
And here we actually have 3 towers right there. Aurelia taking that top tower out.
Make that a 9,000 gold lead for the blue team at 23 minutes. This is a very bad situation for the red team. They're going to have to really mass up and start getting some good team fights here, because they can be split pushed down so easily now because of the gold advantage for the blue team.
What is it going to take right here for purple team to get back in this game right here?
And it's going to take team fights, and it really is. If they try to stick with the laning phase here, they're going to get further and further behind, because each of these lanes for the blue team is winning. They have more global gold. They're going to have the advantage. If the purple team tries to fight 2-on-2, 1-on-1, they're going to lose. They need to use their crowd control advantage and their burst from Akali and Lux to be able to win these fights. I'm not too fond of the Akali Lux combined with the Caitlyn Nunu Cho setup. I would have much rather see it in a heavier or tankier crowd control mid, and the Akali's alright, I guess. But they do need someone who can go in and kill the AD carry. But Lux is a bit of a mispick with his comp, because simply the area effect crowd control, Lux with a bit of a slow there, and of course the ult, but there are better choices for maxing that up. Maybe an Anivia would have been a really strong pick against this Swain, able to farm regardless of the situation. And a lot of area effect crowd control when Cho and Nunu catch them all in their area effect.
We do see some fighting right here in the purple jungle. We see Lux barely making away, under 100 health right there.
This fight's actually going in favor of the purple team. A lot of blue team very low and forced to escape. Lux still very low, but she sniped in with her ultimate and is refusing to get out of here. Of course, the godlike Swain picking up a kill on Cho'Gath. Not nearly enough damage there with the Lux and Akali not around to kill him. Akali going in, picking up the kill and the shutdown. Very nice there, having killed 3 of them now for the triple kill. Lulu, Swain, and Vi all die to Akali. Picks up a 300 gold bounty in addition to the kills. She's going to have a nice chunk of gold to spend now.
Very good for Akali, but we do see Aurelia here top. She doesn't care about that team fight. She's letting that happen. She's pushing tower. She's trying to push into their base, and if she manages to get that down, that is almost an even trade right there.
It's not going to happen, though. Akali's going to be there, and of course, we could conceivably fight Akali under the tower, but that stealth is going to be too much for Akali or Aurelia to actually do so. Unless Akali comes way out from the tower to fight, in which case,
yeah,
Aurelia
and Aurelia just doesn't care. You know, she did start off with that early hourglass, which in most options that's not really that great of a strong item for a collie right there.
Yeah, especially since he's not being bursted down that hard. She can use it to hide in that area effect when it starts going down. But that affects Swain and Graves, Buckshot. Really not a strong area effect team for the blue. That Hourglass not going to do a lot. Now, when she gets focused to single damage, it'll save her life in the middle of a fight, but it's really not going to be effective because her stealth will accomplish the same thing.
Especially with all the AP that Akali is building. I mean, we do have Aurelia right here with the Mercury Treads, with the Wit's End. She's going to be able to reduce a lot of that magic damage right there and kind of be able to tank it all.
Akali really needs a Haunting Guise right now for that spell pen, the tankiness. Akali doesn't nearly have enough tanky to even go in. She has a lot of bursts, so she might be able to burst down the squishy Caitlyn or Lulu. But there goes that Zhonya's, not quite able to save her because Swain just patiently waits for it to run out and then never moves it.
And he's just not afraid. He is willing to 1v5 their whole team under tower right now. That is how confident we are seeing the Swain.
8-1-2 with 155 farm. He's got his tankiness built. He's got his spell pen built. He's got his magic resist built even. He just doesn't care. He's so very tanky, so very ahead in this match that it just doesn't matter. He can 1v5 them for brief periods.
And talking about how great Liandry's Torment is on Swain, every time we see Ravenous Flock hit an opponent, it does proc that Liandry's Torment, and just doing massive health damage over time.
Swain going right in past the towers on two of them. The snipe from Caitlyn barely affecting him. The new ult, very nice there, but everyone gets out just in time before they take the damage from it. Blue team forced to disengage here. Swain being chased down by Akali, but here is Aurelia to walk towards them and scare them away and not actually fight at all. But
and
that
we
works
do
too.
see V is just taking down Vi, just taking down Nuna right there. But he almost got away. Aurelia was not having that right there. And Swain going back in to clean up that kill right there on Caitlyn right there.
These are not the kind of team fight outcomes this purple team is looking for. Vi being dead is very nice for them, but losing AD carry and support for it, not worth it at all. Graves just split pushing, not even involved in that fight. They're down to their inhibitor towers and one inner tower, still having taken only one blue tower down in the bot lane. The global gold lead for the blue team at 12,000 gold now, 30 minutes in. Still keeping their significant advantage. Look through all the kills. The only one really lagging behind in gold is Lulu. Obviously, as the support, that's to be expected. But even the enemy support is caught up with her. Actually, the lowest gold on the blue team is the mid player, Lux, with that very, very hard time against Swain, behind even the support in gold. And just struggling to keep up in this match.
And if we actually talk about that last fight, Lulu being one of the lowest gold members really showed off some skills right there. She did completely save Swain right there with that wild growth. He almost went down, but her ultimate saved him. And she even made it away with under 50 health in that team fight. A really strong play by that Lulu right there.
Ineffective Caitlyn ult in mid. Swain a little too early on the never move for the Hourglass. Not quite hitting Akali after that proc went off.
You would think he had that time down right there. Maybe just, a little overexcited, got it off a little early. Almost it would have been a kill right there.
Everyone makes mistakes, Android, and that's just what we saw from Swain in that situation.
Not too bad when you're that far ahead. And there he goes, face tanking their whole team right there.
But that was a good counter engage by the red team. Cho coming from the side there gave them a nice advantage, but it just didn't simply have enough damage to even scratch the Swain, who will end up getting a double kill for Graves and another one team fight for the blue team. Going
and
right in.
Chasing.
Yes, Vi already in the enemy base, enabling the triple kill for Graves, and Akali very, very low and completely vulnerable as soon as that stealth goes away. Flashing out, trying to get away, and she's going to get out. Vi still being very aggressive. Very, very
Just
greedy.
a little quick right there on releasing her Vault Breaker. Almost hit her.
Probably not even able to come out because of Swain's damage at this point. And they're going to come back and finally finish this tower at some point.
And taking that top inhibitor as well.
Yeah. That's going to be a crushing blow for the purple team. Losing an inhibitor when you're this far behind is almost a guaranteed situation where you're just in that painful death and decline. The only way you can really come back is if you stay calm, farm up the lanes, keep your remaining towers and inhibitors up, and avoid team fighting unless you catch the blue team off guard, which Akali did not do there. Wasting the hourglass to sit there a little bit longer. The only chance purple team has here, as I was saying, is to wait for blue to make a mistake, someone to get out of position, get some wards out in your jungle, watch where they're going, and just farm the lanes. Do not engage a 5v5 and stay near your towers whenever you can. Here is a situation, yeah, exactly what they wanted to do. They caught an Aurelia out of position, no help for Aurelia. Not quite able to catch her though, maybe going a little too far in the chase. And Graves there to help. But that's the kind of thing I want to see from the purple team. They're going to sit back and farm when the minions are all coming to them. This inhibitor being down means that they are getting free farm as long as blue is not attacking, and blue is getting less farm because that lane is going to be in the enemy base. Sure, they can take the jungle and, you know, by meanwhile soloing Baron off by herself for a while. Probably going to need some help with that. It would be nice if someone would help by. Here comes Swain and Lulu to do so. Red team's not going to be able to really do anything to stop them.
Especially not with, you see Swain, he just 1v2'd under tower and was able to take out that Caitlyn, making it a 5v4. So this should be an extremely easy Baron. And yet it was. They now have Baron.
They're going to defend this mid lane here. Maybe pick up a free Akali because Akali once again caught out of position, making a lot of mistakes here in positioning. There's the kill.
And that Aurelia, if you look at the farm right there, we're seeing, oh, there's the surrender vote right there. We see 5 votes going out.
GG for the red team, a dominating victory for the blue team, ending the game with 16.4k gold lead at the 33-minute mark with 37 seconds, a 14-kill lead, and a bunch of towers advantages. That one inhibitor down, basically locking them into the base. They couldn't get out, and that Baron buff just turned the tide and made this purple team finally throw in the towel.
Very exciting early game right there, but blue team just really took it towards that mid game with those spectacular jumps and great team fights.
All right, I'm going to contact them to see if we will see another match here, and in the meantime, we're going to take a brief break on the stream. We're going to go over to the logo, mute up for a bit, and we'll be back with you in about 30 seconds or so. For anyone joining a little late here, we're on a short break. We'll be back within a minute or so. We're just waiting on the next game to get set up and started. We're taking a quick water break. And we're back, everyone. This is FilibusterFox once again streaming live League of Legends. We're coming in for the second match here, duo shoutcasted with FF Android. Joining me today, say hello, Android.
Hello there, guys.
All right, we have our invites here for the next custom here. And let's get inside and get set up and ready to go. We'll go ahead and switch back to the game cam. There we go. Spectate. All right, FF and FilibusterFox, also known as FF. I've always enjoyed that. All right, we're going to see, and maybe we'll see some teams switch around, or we might see the same exact teams here. I would put money on a Swain ban.
And we do have the same exact teams coming out this time.
That's good to see. I would like to see Lover's X Requiem take over AD carry, and maybe Poisonous X go into the jungle here. I think they're both stronger at those roles than vice versa, and I would like to see a lot more strength coming out from the purple team on that situation. So awesome commenting that they told him to go mid. So he may not pick a Swain even if yes, it is Android and I are shoutcasting it live, and we'll have VOD. All right, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and minimize the chat here because no one responded to me of the viewers.
So do you see bans coming out this time? Do you think we're going to get the normal solo queue bans out? We do have the same teams for both sides. Do you think we're going to get more specified bans this game?
We're going to see definitely Swain get banned, I think, by the purple team. I should move my cam. What's wrong with my cam? I think my cam is fine. I mean, I don't have a better place to put it. I can't put it in front of me because then the mic will block. Well, yeah, it's weird, but I mean, okay. Non-profile view. Yes, so good.
They want to look you in the eye right there, Fox.
Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone. This is FilibusterFox, and I am turning my head slightly so I can look directly into the camera. This is what I usually do when I'm solo commenting. I'm not having to look at my monitor at all when I'm just discussing directly to you. In fact, it's a habit that I haven't really been holding up much of, so I'll try and get more into that a little bit. So I'm going to go back to the game thing. Here we go. Is that better? Are you happy, EM? Because I cannot pronounce your name as it is. All right. Anyways. Are we going to see some rules for them or roles? We're going to... They're discussing, see if they can make it a bit more fair than that last match was. That dominant advantage by the blue team is something we would not like to see repeated because it did kind of take away any chance of the purple team coming back towards the end there.
Yeah, absolutely. If we just see maybe purple team playing their more normal roles right there, I think that would definitely help out a lot.
All right. We may see
They
Zay
can.
Awesome go 80 carry here. That would be nice to see. So 80 carry is
I,
decent.
I have not seen it yet, so I'll definitely like to see that right there.
I would say it is decent. He's spent a very long time playing nothing but mid, so his other roles have suffered quite significantly. However, he has played a lot more 80 carry recently, and he is decent. Please, please don't take that the wrong way, Zay Awesome, if you watch this. But all things considered, your mid is fantastic. Your other lanes are fairly unimpressive, other than 80 carry, which is decent.
And that
Say
is quite typical, I think, from people that do main one role. So
it is. Now, Sade, I noticed a few mistakes from in the support in the last game. Actually, more so on the part of the 80 carry combined with her support. When she went to go ward up Dragon, for example, Graves really needed to back off into a situation when the support wasn't there. He was going to take free damage if he stayed close enough. There was no reason for him. He could have sacrificed last hit or two while she went off to ward just so they didn't end up bullied the rest of that lane, and that's exactly what happened. So some decision making for their bot lane could have been improved on there, but all in all, not too bad from either team in the bot lane. In fact, not too bad from any situation. Just got dominantly led by Swain there.
and maybe just a little inexperience there, both in that lane as well as with their partners right there.
All right, so we're seeing them declare their roles. We're going to have EM in the top. We're going to have Sade in the jungle. And, well, I missed the rest of them, so they started before I could finish there. But Sade in the jungle surprises me. I have not seen her jungle much, and what I have seen, it hasn't particularly impressed me.
Well, it is gonna be something to watch then. Here we go, starting out with the typical solo queue bans again. That straight up Malphite ban in the beginning.
Well, it's not necessarily a solo queue ban, as it's a powerful character in anyone's hands. If Poison Sex got a hold of Malphite in the jungle, you would see a lot of trouble there. One of the viewers asking, does Sadie even play anything in the jungle? That's not Nautilus. As far as I know, she does not. That is the only jungler that I am aware of that she plays. I guess she could play Rumble in the jungle. Oh,
And there we
oh,
go, that Nautilus ban.
fantastic. And predicting Sade's mono selection of jungle champion there. Nautilus banned up. Ezreal by the blue team. Always a nice, solid ban. No one likes going up against Ezreal. And Caitlyn banned by the purple team. With an Ezreal not there, Caitlyn becomes a lot more powerful due to those traps. And a lot, with the exception of Ezreal, Caitlyn is pretty strong against most of the other 80 carries. Are we going to see a Misfortune ban? Are we just going to ban out all the good 80 carries? Is that what's going to happen here? I would love to see that. That would be amusing.
Yeah,
So
so
end up with Sivir and Ashe.
we got the jungle bans, we got the bottom 80 carry bans. What are we going to be seeing next? More jungle.
Jarvan the fourth ban. Not necessarily a jungle ban. It could also be an 80 carry, a support or top, or a jungle. Jarvan's successful in just about, or a mid really, just about any role he wants to fill. One of my favorite duo lanes in bot lane is either Leona and Jarvan, or apparently Anivia and Jarvan now, if it's against Misfortune, because Anivia Jarvan is super fun. Anivia, a surprisingly strong support. Darius is the final ban, a nice ban against another one of Sade's strong characters, limiting what she can pick in the jungle. And it looks like a Mumu is the choice. A Mumu, a very, very dangerous jungler, but I do not know how much experience Sade has with the Mumu. She may even be doing this for the first time in the jungle.
Well, it'll be definitely. Oh, wow, we do have that Shen pick right there.
Shen, of course, an excellent selection in any situation. Not much more to analyze about that pick. It's just a good choice anywhere.
Very, very strong character overall.
The global presence between Twisted Fate, Shen, Gangplank, and Pantheon, all very solid choices simply because they Karthus, of course, as well, and Soraka to a lesser extent. All right, so Sona and Shen picked up by the purple team. We may see Shoko Love go support here, or we may just get an early pick so he can save his mid pick for a countered pick. Well, Lee Sin not banned this time. Maybe one of EM's champions, and that may be why it was banned the first game.
Well, I did get a little excited there for the Udyr being one of my personal favorite champions, but it does look like we're going with that Lee Sin. We're going with that Lulu pick.
No one ever accused you of having good taste in champions. But Lulu, of course, another strong support still. A nice anti-Sona pick. She's got a lot of range for her poke and a lot of sustainability from the shield. So Lulu's always a good pick against a Sona. That ult very easily turning against Sona's ult if you save the life of whoever gets caught with it.
And we see this Urgot, maybe. It looks like it's going to be picked. Very strong pick, but I think it is currently a little weak without the Soraka behind him, just giving him all the mana, letting him use those Acid Hunters.
You know, Sona Urgot, an interesting combination. Not necessarily the best combo in the bot lane. Urgot's got a lot of potential with other champions. Sona, I think, is one of the weakest supports. I think Janna, Soraka, or even a kill lane like Leona or, say, Annie or Anivia. Something down there that's going to either do a lot of damage and burst them down quickly, much like when you pair them with a Twitch, or someone that's going to keep their mana up, or do crowd control. Sona, I don't think, has really the positioning advantage that really works with Urgot very well.
And we are going to see the double 80 carry from blue team right here. More than likely, we're going to be seeing that Draven going mid and the Misfortune going bottom with Lulu. Very interesting picks.
Draven, of course, one of the champions I hate most, except apparently when I'm playing it with Lover's X Requiem as Draven, and I am Annie. I have bad experiences with Draven since the beginning, and it's always soured me to that champion. However, a lot of AD carries, not necessarily a bad thing, especially in Season 3 with the new Black Cleaver changes and all. The AD becoming more powerhouses in this season. You see a lot of teams not even bothering with AP champions anymore. Armor being built less often in the favor of max health, which is really a mistake despite the amount of armor pen, because people are building less armor pen as a result of the lesser amount of armor. So it's just going right back in favor of armor being more effective again. All right, so a very interesting setup here. I'm not... Of all the other second AD carries, I'm not terribly fond of Draven. Not only... Okay, so I've had bad experiences with Draven, but I do not like Draven in the fact that he gains most of his DPS by getting out of proper positioning if you're not perfect with Draven. You have to be very careful about how you're throwing your axes so you're catching them properly. And if you're doing it wrong, you either have to get out of position, which can put you in a bad situation fast, or you're just missing some of your maximum DPS. And the final picks, of course, on the purple team were Xin Zhao and Katarina. For the blue team, Draven and Misfortune were picked up last there. Xin Zhao going to be a strong top against Lee Sin. Or sorry, Lee Sin is in the jungle. Against Mumu top?
Yeah, what are we seeing right here? I am not quite sure.
We may see a Draven top and a Mumu mid. No, Well, it remains to be seen where these people are going. I did not expect Sade to be taking Lee Sin. I have never seen Sade play Lee Sin. I have no idea what to expect. Now, she's played with plenty of Lee Sins, but I do not know if she's ever actually played it, as far as I know.
Very interesting, and I think they might have juked purple a little bit. We're seeing the Shen go jungle and the Xin Zhao top, where I think that might have been a little different if they knew what roles blue was actually going to be playing.
Indeed. Although, still decent picks in any case. But
oh, yeah, absolutely.
And Xin Zhao able to hold his own against either Lee Sin or, well, probably could stomp a Mumu, really. But I don't know about Draven. Well, probably, to be honest, Xin Zhao is a strong pick against pretty much everyone on the blue team. They don't really have a tanky enough bruiser to stand up to it. Xin Zhao, much like Jax, very good against AD carries one-on-one.
So looking into this game, we saw purple just getting kind of stomped last game. What are they going to have to do with their current team comp versus blue team to be able to win this game?
Well, all things considered, I really heavily favor Purple's team comp here. The double AD carry thing, while it could be really, really scary in the late game, is going to hinder them early. If the Shen comes in for a nice gank, gets that taunt landed, that's a dead AD carry. Just right there. No matter if you're in the solo lane, that AD carry is super vulnerable. 2 exhaust, of course, on the blue team, which is going to be terrifying for literally everyone but Sona on the purple team. Exhaust even dampening a significant amount of Katarina's damage. They do not have nearly enough CC to deal with Katarina, though. You've got the Amumu ult, which, hey, doesn't stop spellcasts. It just stops auto attacks. Or do I have that backwards?
Uh,
I'm pretty sure it stops auto attacks.
Yeah, auto.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop spells. It's not like a stun. It just, you can cast an Amumu's ult, but you can't auto attack, which means Katarina is fine with that. And that's pretty much all of the area effect crowd control from the blue team. Draven and Misfortune both lacking any crowd control at all, except for a slow and a knockback. The knockback, I guess, would stop Katarina's ult from Draven. Lulu not able to stop Katarina's ult except with a knock-up if she ults someone next to Katarina. Amumu, again, unable to stop the ult. Just, there's a lot of potential for Katarina to get out of hand in this game. With 2 AD carries who are going to be inevitably squishy early on. Xin Zhao, Katarina, Shen are going to have huge advantages here. You know, Crabgot and Sona will probably be the weakest link on this team here. Not. Oh wait, it's Lover's X Requiem Urgot. I take that back. Never mind. Lover's X Requiem's Crabgot is a fantastic, fantastic thing. I'm not too fond of the Sona pick with it, but I think they should be fine. She'll have enough sustain to keep him in lane so he can bully, and he can build a little mana regen if he's terribly worried about spamming and stuff. But this could be really bad for the blue team. I think they felt bad after so handily winning that first game that they kind of counterpicked themselves a little here, trying to play more fair, and they're just going to get steamrolled here.
Well, if you look at the blue team's AD carry picks, not only did they go double AD carry, but neither of their AD carries really has that nice escape. You know, Draven does have the knock aside, and Misfortune does have the passive speed boost, but none of them really have that, the shift from Ezreal or the Valkyrie from Corki to really get out of combat. So that could make some for fairly easy kills right there.
Interestingly, both teams only have 1 Ignite in this situation, 1 Exhaust and 1 Teleport going for the purple team. That Teleport, if Xin Zhao manages to get a kill up top, could be game-changing. If he gets the opportunity to roam around and have that global presence along with Shen, we can see 4-man bots gank, 3-man ganks, 3-man bot gank, 3-man ganks bot, and 4-man ganks bot and 3-man ganks mid, and that could be a lot of trouble for the blue team if Xin Zhao gets to get out of there and fight a little.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Nothing really surprising in any of the builds or anything, with perhaps the exception of Urgot going with the Doran's Blade to start. Bit of a scary start on an Urgot. That range to poke around, the extra tankiness to stay in the lane in case he does take some harass. Kind of dependent, however, on Sona's heals after a little bit to stay in the lane.
And it's looking like that Amumu Lee Sin pick might have been a little miscommunication. Maybe we should have been seeing Lee Sin top and the Amumu jungle. Right there in chat, it looks like there was some miscommunication there.
Or some flat-out trolling.
That as well.
In any case, it did juke the purple team's champion choices, in the very least. No one expected Amumu to be the laner.
And he does have that very extreme kind of support start right there. Fairy Charm with the wards and both health and mana potion.
Well, he's going to need that sustain and the gold for 5 to stay in top lane against his Xin Zhao. He really will. Just going ahead and starting the enemy raids because he wants to. Xin Zhao guarding the blue, but not quite noticing it. Let's try the red.
And what do you think about these jungle starts right here? We're kind of seeing blue pretty split up.
Blue is fantastic here. It's a very risky thing that they're doing, but purple team is not invading or taking any advantage. They don't. No, neither team placed wards at the beginning of this match, so Amumu's just gonna walk away with free wraiths and deny a little bit of that jungle to the Shen, who's of course gonna get it back very shortly afterwards. In fact, it may be up by the time he finishes red buff if he goes right to red, but it is going to prevent him from going raised before red, which may be less desirable. He's got a smite up, so he can go right to red, so it's not really a problem for him. Very annoyed that there are no raids there, but otherwise fine. Oh, Amumu already picking up first blood in top lane.
Wow, I completely missed that right there. I was not paying too much attention to that. Very strong.
Very, very surprising. Xin Zhao perhaps a little overconfident there and tanking up some minions while Amumu just cried and didn't tank the minion aggro. Teleport getting Xin Zhao right back in there, but Amumu already level 3. Saki just hitting level 2.
And we're seeing that Tear the Goddess start with Amumu. Do you think this is going to be enough to help Amumu stand lane against Xin Zhao right here?
If we continue seeing Xin Zhao make mistakes, it will be enough. However, if Xin Zhao plays properly and is careful and doesn't screw up and then just starts to take advantage of Xin Zhao's advantages, then this will quickly go against Amumu, especially if junglers get in the way.
And here we go, bottom. We're actually seeing both AD carries playing extremely aggressive. Lover's X Requiem getting pretty low on Urgot, but the actual Sona pick was able to keep him rather up in health, where MF was getting low as well, but is popping all the health potions right there.
It's very essential for Miss Fortune to get ahead in the bullying in this case, because she can so very easily get behind. And if she gets behind in that health total, Urgot is just going to press the advantage further and further. Miss Fortune going to need to take this advantage in the early game before Urgot can really punish. Again, going in on mid. Oh,
yeah,
there actually hitting, as I was saying, almost a dead AD carry from that one taunt, but flashing out, just barely surviving there. Katarina
completely saved his life. And I thought that Draven might be a pretty strong against Katarina with that very early AD damage, but that jungle control is just really helping right there.
Just a bit of a wasted flash up in the top lane. Amumu thinks we didn't see that, but my camera was right on him on that. He was just sitting in the bush and then flashed right up to the main wave and walked back to the bush. Well done, Amumu. Well done. He was asking if this would be recorded so he could watch it later, and he's going to get to see himself do that move again and again in glorious slow-motion replay.
Internet forever. Nothing's ever gone from there. And we do have that bottom lane aggression right there. Lulu almost going down to the Aston Hunters. Urgot flashing in, kind of auto-attacking MF, gave up on the Lulu right there. And I think it's going to end with everyone being relatively safe.
Well, not so much here. This is giving an opportunity for purple team to get ahead here, regain some mana and their health, farm up while blue team is having to go B. And Urgot winning that early fight is going to be a dangerous, dangerous thing for them.
What items do you see as getting on Urgot early? He's got that Dorn's Blade, but no boots, no defense. What do you see him going right there?
Yeah, it's a little hard to say. I'm not a big Urgot player. In fact, I've played him once ever, but I'm interested to see what he ends up going. We may see a focus on damage here since he has that really long-range poke. He can quickly...
And we do have Lee Sin going on right there, landing that resonating strike on Urgot. He does get the Tempest and cripple right there on Urgot. Oh, and flashes in. MF does get the kill with double up right there.
Very nice job by Lee Sin coming in, and the Sona in trouble here, but she's going to be able to get away. But coming in and turning the tide of this bot lane in favor of his team, or sorry, her team, I guess. And that Urgot was going to be a lot of trouble. Amumu apparently died up top too. But Urgot was going to be a lot of trouble there, but that low mana left him completely helpless when Lee Sin came in and gave this new, fresh Misfortune and Lulu a chance to get ahead once again in this lane. Now, one thing I do like about the timing of that is they did a very nice job timing, coming back right after the blue team had come back from going B. The strongest point of advantage. If the enemy goes B and you stay in the lane, you're at a disadvantage immediately when they come back. But if you can equalize it and get your health back, or at least stay in the lane and keep farming, you're ahead. So it's a dangerous move to stay in the lane when your enemy dies or goes B. But if you do, it can really pay off if you survive that return. Coming at the time when that lane was just coming back to lane gives, as the jungler, makes him that 2-3 on 2 fight.
We do have this double jump mid right here. Are we going to see a kill? No, we are not yet. Draven making it out, trying to get them a juke. But they're not letting off. They're going to keep chasing us right there. He's going between the towers right there. No one on the other side to stop him. And that Xin Zhao just keeps chasing right there. But the Draven does have the jukes. Let's see if it's enough to get him away safely.
Xin Zhao predicting it a bit, going a very nice route there. He's going to catch Draven here. Or is he?
Oh, what is he doing? It was so close. Is he going to dive the towers? Yes, he is right there.
Yeah, his only option at this point. Nice
he is getting the suicide right there. Very nice job for him. Not giving the other team any gold for that.
But this is going to get Katarina further ahead, and that may be more painful than giving that Xin Zhao some gold.
And Draven is up 15 farms, so let's see if she can come back here before he's able to get back in lane.
She doesn't need to beat Draven. She needs to just get farm and get kills in other places where she can't get it in her own lane. It's Katarina we're talking about. She doesn't have to win her lane to get ahead.
Well, let's hope we see some jumps out of her early. That would be very nice to see. And how do you think this bot lane is going right there? We are seeing the lead by Urgot. 12 farm up on her. He does have that tier up. Do you think that's going to make a difference right here?
Absolutely. Absolutely going to make a difference. Man immune on Urgot, very strong. Or he could opt for a AA staff, I suppose, but that wouldn't be as strong as the man immune. Just this Urgot player, very experienced AD carry, very strong AD carry. He's awesome, while a fine and decent AD carry just isn't in the same league as the Urgot player. And unless he continues getting advantages like that Lee Sin gank coming in at the perfect time, they're inevitably going to fall behind in this lane.
Absolutely. We do have a little poking going around mid lane. Both players just kind of using their abilities. But we're seeing health potions on both of them go out right there. And those spinning axes from Draven just doing a ridiculous amount of damage.
Urgot did ult down in the bot lane for an attempt at a kill there, but it didn't actually do anything as Lulu had canceled the ult somehow. Oh, what? Probably with the polymorph. That would do it. Lee Sin spotted by a ward just placed by Sona, but it's not going to be enough.
She does land a resonating strike. She does land the Tempest and Cripple, and they do get that kill on Shen. You have Urgot landing the Acid Hunter, but Shen does come in with Stand United.
Well, the Cleanse getting Misfortune out of there, but is she going to be able to get away from this?
Oh, and he does land the Poison and the Acid Hunter. Oh, and they do land a kill. Up top, we did miss the kill on Xin Zhao right there. Amumu did take Xin Zhao out for the 3rd time straight.
And these teams fighting simultaneously to make it harder to shoutcast.
They are making it hard on us right here, but this bottom lane action is too good to miss out on.
Lover's extra not even auto-attacking the tower, just running around in circles, dancing around it, taunting the tower with the fact that he is there, and his team is not.
Well, when you are a crab, I don't think you need too much help. You just kind of dance around, taunt the enemy team, and man, that's some morale right there.
Urgot now leading by 10 farm and behind by 1 assist. He's got 200 gold advantage. Not huge, but it's a little bit. Going back for mana, it's going to leave Sona a little vulnerable. Sona making the classic mistake of being too close to the enemy when they come back. Fortunately, having that E to get out of range at the time. Amumu going for another kill up top.
And this is insane right here. Amumu is going in. Xin Zhao does flash away while Amumu is taking the tower hats. But he's going back in. He does miss the bandage toss. He does have despair just going on. He is not letting that go. His tier is so pumped up, he does not even care about mana.
Red team got help though. Katarina and Shen there to kill this Amumu if Shen can catch the taunt. And down Amumu goes.
And that taunt was perfect. It lets Katarina get off almost all of Death Lotus, just taking Amumu down right there. Very good counter game.
A very sad looking dead present.
But it is gaining Blue the chance to get Dragon. We do have Lee Sin taking it down. Well, that Draven with that very strong auto attacks is helping to take it down as well.
That gives a nice 2.5 gold advantage, 2.5k gold advantage to the blue team with their 2-kill lead and that nice Dragon. This is out, finally getting to catch up in lane a little against this Amumu. Still 25 farm behind Amumu. Painful show for that Xin Zhao.
Oh, and we do have the Sona ulting down bottom. Lulu counter ults with her Wild Growth, trying to get them off Miss Fortune. Miss Fortune does go down with the Shen taunt coming in right there down bottom.
We may see an opportunity for the red team to push down this tower here. Shen sticking around to farm a little. Mumu left alone top, but he's not going to push up in time for Xin Zhao to get there. They're going to be able to push this tower unopposed. Lee Sin's around, but he would be an idiot to go in there, except, you know, the red team just left, so that's irrelevant. Shen just pushing up the tower. Lee Sin going right in on the lonely Sona, getting a free kill there because the team left and she stayed.
And there we go, Amumu versus Xin Zhao in the top again. Amumu does not care about that tower. He is getting that despair off. He is taking down his health. And oh, that bandage toss going in, that ignite going down on the Xin Zhao, as well as the curse of the Sad Mummy, and he takes down the Xin Zhao. This Amumu is just powerhousing top right now.
Very nice performance from Amumu. I had no idea an Amumu would actually win against the Xin Zhao in the top lane. I'm a little nervous to call it a, you know, champion counter or anything like that. It may be more due to the skill of the players with these champions.
Absolutely, but one question I gotta ask you is this Amumu does have his Tear of the Goddess pumped up to 652 mana at the 14 minute mark. What do you think about that right there, Filibuster?
Well, it's just going to give him the ability to keep that going constantly, combine that with the Sunfire cape damage, and those Tears in Sunfire are basically going to ruin the day of anyone who stays near him too long. That ult keeping them close. He's just going to be a situation where if he gets inside the team and they're all too close to him, they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
And they are nice enough. Lee Sin, Draven, giving up that blue buff to Amumu. He's going to have that despair up all the time. And Curse of the Sad Mummy is going to be coming up even faster.
It's a very bad situation for Xin Zhao top now. He's way behind this lane, and Amumu with the blue buff is just even scarier to have to go against. Down bot, Miss Fortune's out of mana. This could be an opportunity for Urgot and Sona to go for the kill. Sona with the ult ready. Urgot's ult is also ready. A nice initiated.
We do see MF extremely low on mana right there. If Urgot and Sona do initiate, you're seeing both of their ultimates up right now. It's going to be extremely dangerous for the blue team right now.
One good catch from them. And this is a dead player in the bot lane.
We do see Lee Sin, he's jumping through the midnight. He does get the resonating strike on Katarina. We do have the whirling death going down on Katarina, and it does kill her. Very strong jump by Lee Sin right there.
Yes, Klaus was losing the fight against Katarina there. Katarina would have killed the Draven very easily had Lee Sin not shown up in the nick of time and finished that fight in their favor. Shen just a little too late to show up and turn it back around, but...
And we do have the acid. We do have the Sona going down with Crescendo. We do have the hyperkinetic position reversal. Such a hard name to pronounce. And they do kill Miss Fortune right there, right under tower.
Shen had been ulting up to bot lane to help, but Lee Sin kicked him out of it and prevented him from joining that fight. And they fought each other in jungle for a while, but he mostly did nothing. And Mumu just harassing down all the damage under tower.
And that Lee Sin's coming in, he says, "You will not take my big golem," right there. He does hit that resonating strike and take it. Urgot is a little sad about that. And in top lane, Amumu, he is terrorizing the Xin Zhao. He is taking down that tier 2 tower right there. Oh, and he's got the bandage toss in. He's got the despair. He's got the headbutt. But Xin Zhao ults. We see the curse of the sad money, and it kills Xin Zhao. He does not care. Katarina coming up. She flashes in. She shampoos in. We see the Death Lotus, but the bandage toss does stop it. And then we see the bouncing blades getting him low. And we do have the Sinister still, and it does take out Amumu. Very good play by Katarina right there. Maybe if we saw that a little earlier, we would have saved Xin Zhao right there. But, some kills better than no kill.
Katarina a little late in roaming around this map. Of course, going against an AD carry mid makes it a lot harder to push out as they're going to push up on your tower. But Katarina is so very strong at ganking other lanes, much like a mid-Evelyn. She needs to get around the map and pick up these kills so she can start snowballing. At 17 minutes in, with only 1 kill and 1 assist, Katarina is not really at the place where she should be at this point, and is going to be hurting as a result of it.
Absolutely, this Draven is just terrorizing, pushing his whirling blades. Katarina doesn't really have too much to punish positioning. She could get lucky with the Death Lotus, but that Draven's doing a really good job of just pushing her tower, and he did take it down.
Misfortune caught in the middle of a gank down bot.
Absolutely, Urgot's going down. His corrosive charge and the Acid Hunters just tear down Misfortune, while Sona was hitting her with the Hymn of Valor, just extremely strong poke, and it just took her out incredibly fast.
Red has an opportunity to take a dragon here, losing the AD carry. Lee Sin and Lulu on the way to fight it, but that's going to be a bad fight for them if they actually engage. Although they have the chance to steal here because Red's not actually pulling it out of the dragon pit.
And they were able to get it. Yeah, absolutely. We have each team with 1 dragon each. That was a good job, kind of redemption right there for purple. And we do have Amumu taking out Xin Zhao in that top lane again.
And this puts that tower at threat too. The tower lead so very strong for the red team at this point. 1 tower killed by the red team, but 2 down on the blue, or for the blue, and this tier 2 tower in a lot of trouble, already down to about half health, and no one actually going to kill the minion wave. They're going to get a lot more damage on there before the red minions arrive. Fight going down in mid lane here. Cloud's getting a little kited down by Urgot in the chase, but it looks like they're going to get out right.
Oh, and then we have the flash. We have the position response by Urgot. We have Draven almost getting away, but their ults come down. They kill him.
Misfortune ult barely hitting anyone on the enemy team and getting her killed as well. The red team just dominating this team fight.
Amumu missing the bandage toss. He has Despair going down, but he's missing everything. He's going back in on the Shen, but Shen is able to tank all that damage, and they're continuing to push in. He gets the feint on Amumu. Oh my gosh, Xin Zhao just missing everything. The corrosive charge missing, the Acid Hunter's missing. Amumu is staying alive right here in that 1v4 almost right there.
Now Mumu doing a very nice job of just ignoring the weak Xin Zhao at this point and going right in on the low health Urgot and Sona, picking up a kill there, and taking advantage of Urgot trying to stay in to deal the damage needed to kill Amumu. Amumu's so very tanky at this point, fed quite nicely, and picking up another blue buff. The main advantage we're seeing here is that Xin Zhao just so far behind this Amumu. Amumu really carrying the match for the blue team at this point. 7 kills, 3 deaths. The next closest being 3 kills and 1 assist on Lee Sin. And that's really going to have a huge impact on the team fights leading up into the late game.
And what is Xin Zhao? What is he going to do right here to get back in this game?
Well, he has to split push and farm.
It looks like he is going for that Warmogs right there. His only magic resist is coming from his Mercury Treads. Is that going to be enough? They do have mostly 80 damage, but that Amumu just putting out that massive magic damage.
Amumu's threat is relatively minor damage over time. Magic resist is not really going to help significantly with that because you're reducing little damage to slightly less little damage. Massing is actually going to be a lot more effective against this Amumu than just going kind of against burst. Magic resist very strong against bursty mages, fairly ineffective against damage over time mages.
What items do you see Xin Zhao taking? Are we going to see the Warmogs into a locket? Is he going to get that Black Cleaver? What predictions do you have right now?
He needs to finish off the Warmogs and the Black Cleaver at some point here. Warmogs, of course, terribly essential for him. After he gets the Warmogs, we may have to see him go Sunfire Cape because he's behind, or possibly into a Frozen Malice.
And then we have that Katarina going right there. She gets the Shumpo, she gets the Sinister Steel, but she's backing off right there as we're seeing 3 versus 4 in the favor of purple in mid right there. Those Acid Hunters just going in, that Noxus charge going in on Lulu right there. And those Acid Hunters are just really chunking that Lulu down, almost getting the kill right there on Space Blue QD right there. We see that bandage toss come in from a Mumu right there into the spare and headbutt, but he did not follow up with the ultimate. He didn't have the team behind him. Oh, and there we go. We do have the crescent swipe of Xin Zhao right there, kind of knocking back that Mumu, saying, "Get back from our team. I don't want you ulting right here."
Despite the team advantage they had there, Lulu having to go B, they had the numerical advantage in that team fight. They really didn't want to fight it close to that tower. With as tanky as Mumu is, they wouldn't have been able to burst him down before he could get back to safety and leave a lot of damage on their team. All of the red team really needs to focus on building up a little health here. Lovers are probably being the exception here. He's going a fairly tanky build as opposed to damage, taking advantage of that huge poke that's offered from his Muramana and just Urgot in general. His tankiness is going to be huge as he ults in and gets that positional advantage, catching one of the squishies out of position here, like this Draven.
And there we go.
Right now.
We have a fight going on. We got that feint. It's hitting Sona. It's hitting Xin Zhao. We have a Mumu coming in. We see a Curses have Mummy getting Xin Zhao, getting Urgot. They're chasing it in, but they're taking massive tower damage. Eating the Sona right there. We do have the Wild Growth on a Mumu trying to knock everyone up. But, oh, there we have Urgot going down, taking the Awesome, taking MF down, and we do have a Mumu just continuing to chase, but he's not going to be able to keep going past the Nexus. Overall, we do have 3 deaths on the side of purple, only 1 death on the side of blue, so blue does have that stronger team fight right there.
You know, it's just Mumu so far ahead, very able to just go in under tower on all of the red team and force the positional advantages. Because if he's in the middle of them, they have to run away and they're just going to get kited down in that fight. Now, really, we're seeing the big problem for the purple team being here, the Xin Zhao here. We need a lot tankier initiate for them. They've got Shen, who's doing fantastically. Urgot, again, doing fantastic. As many kills almost as a Mumu. 7 and 3 Urgot. Very far ahead. But that Xin Zhao being that weak link there. So far behind, not got the tankiness to survive the fights at all. He's got to just sit back and farm. He's ignoring minions. He's going past them to try to catch them in the bush. But no, it's not what you need to be doing right now, Susaki. You need to be farming. You need to be split pushing, threatening towers, and then getting out of there before they get you. Throw some wards down to cover your lane, and just push it out until it's pushed as can be, then go farm some jungle on your way to another lane to push. All he needs to be doing right now is be focusing on getting that farm up. Taking dragons if they can, as they're looking like they want to. They've got the ward coverage, they've got the opportunity. There's no wards from the blue team. They're walking right past the dragon and going for a team fight. Lulu
and they all do get the Noxus charge off on Lulu. They have the Acid Hunters going down. Urgot is able to take that Lulu down with that massive damage from Muramana and Black Cleaver.
That's a big opportunity. With a Mumu split off, this blue team cannot fight here, allowing red to pick up a nice free dragon, and that's going to help their golden advantage here. So very desperate for gold. Xin Zhao only beating Lulu with gold.
A quick question to you right here, FilibusterFox. While purple team is getting dragon, we do see Xin Zhao with the home guard boots. Do you think he really needs those to farm? You do see a lot of Xin Zhao's going with the Führer boots so they can keep up with people while getting that 3 talent strike off. What's your opinion on that?
In the situation he's in, home guard boots are a fantastic choice. It helps him get out to the lane faster. It helps him keep farming. Every time he has to go B after a fight, or after a lane is pushed, he pushes out bot lane to the tower, he goes B, and then he runs out to top lane and farms that. He's got that home guard boot, very nice item when you're behind, because the closer you are to your base, because the enemy is pushing in, the more effect you're going to get out of that, as you'll get into the fight faster, and you get to the farm faster.
Well, he is trying to farm up a lot right here. Let's hope he can come back before it's a little too late. getting that lane and jungle farm right there. We do see Shen. He is split pushing the top. He's got Stand United up. He is not afraid to split push right now, and he might be able to take this top tower. Nope, Stand United coming in mid right there on that Amumu trying to catch him, but that Wild Growth is just keeping him alive, going back in with the Bandage Toss. And the Draven auto attack's just doing massive damage, taking out Sona right there. And they are going to continue to chase. They're not afraid, but the Bandage Toss does miss from Amumu right there.
I'm not so sure the majority of the damage is coming from Draven at this point. Amumu with the Rylai's and the Sunfire Cave and his Tears is just so effective going on that really squishy Sona and the really squishy Xin Zhao.
It is having a ton of control. Oh, and then we have Lee Sin with the Resonating Strike going in on Katarina, but he is not able to follow it up if she shumpos away.
Still, blue team very able to engage in any situation here because of the sheer aheadness of their tank. This is why when I play Cho'Gath top, I like to be ahead and I like to build super tanky because I can just fight anywhere and it gives the team such a huge advantage to have a tank that's farmed up. A lot of teams are going for like a tanky jungler and maybe a tanky support, and they go bursty on their top and their mid and their AD carry, but you just have no idea until you see something like this how a farm tank can be so very effective.
We do have Amumu going in on Shen top. Amumu with no health, but he doesn't even care about the full out Shen. His damage from Sunfire and Despair is just doing so much damage. He's got Curse of the Seven and it takes him out, but Urgot's in, he gets the Noxious Charge, he gets the Acid Hunter, and he's able to shut down that Amumu right there, gaining 500 extra gold.
That is a huge thing for the purple team, actually. Sure, Amumu picked up a kill on Shen, but Lover's X Requiem getting all that extra gold. The AD carries are what win the matches in the long run. No matter how tanky your tank is and how aggressive your team is, AD carries are going to be the ones pushing down the towers. They're going to be the ones taking those objectives. And they're going to be the ones winning the game in the far late game. Urgot, of course, not as strong late as Misfortune, but Misfortune quite a distance behind them in gold. With Urgot having over 10,300 gold to Misfortune's 8,100, a 3,000 gold lead alone on the AD carry is a scary, scary thing.
Absolutely. We do see purple team not as far behind as they were last game. What are they going to need to do? What do they need to do to get back in this game and to win this game right here?
Last game, Purple's situation was that they were so very far behind they needed to mass up and fight. In this situation, this is the exact opposite of what they want to do. Amumu's dominance and, just the sole advantage being that Amumu, they want to fight where he isn't, which means they need to split push. They need to split push and farm as best as they can. Amumu able to just go right in on Xin Zhao here with no competition.
He is not even carrying. That Rylai is just kind of trying to slow everyone. He gets the Bandage Toss down there on Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao does get that Crescent Sweep away, saying get away from the Amumu, and he's able to survive another day. But he gets the Bandage Toss down on Sona. The Curse of the Sad Mummy is taking her out with that massive AP damage. And then you have Lee Sin going in right there. He's trying to fight Shen. He's trying to fight Katarina. Katarina is able to take out Lulu and Amumu right there. But, oh, man. We do have the swap coming out from Urgot. He's able to get Draven down there extremely low, and he does take him out, resulting in a 3v2 in favor of blue team.
And even more gold going to that Urgot is a scary thing. What we saw in that fight is how important it is for the purple team to be split pushing. That Amumu is so very dominant in team fights, but as soon as he died, the team fight turned heavily against him. Doesn't matter how low the red team was at that point. Once Amumu was gone, it was in the bag for the purple team, and the blue team had to get out of there, or Urgot was going to kill them all. And that is the key. If they can exclude Amumu from these fights, they can win. And that means split pushing, forcing Amumu to go one way, and then just taking the advantage either on him alone or everyone else without him.
And Shen getting away right there with the feint. The funny thing about last fight is you do see a blue team. They actually ended with more kills. But purple team getting that bounty down on Draven, they were actually to come up more gold in that fight. They were able to close the gap a little more, only about 3,500 gold behind now.
Yes, we're seeing a much closer match than last time. The big disadvantage, of course, is the 4 towers dead for the red team against 2 that they've killed. That's giving that global advantage difference, and that is the difference in gold. Otherwise, these teams are equally matched. Purple team is winning the farm, but blue team is ahead by 3 kills. That's going to equalize their gold a bit there, but that tower lead is so very large for the blue team at the moment.
And you do see the wards and counter wards coming down at Baron. They are able to clear the purple wards out and get their own ward of themselves, with that Amumu having that Oracle's Elixir really helping out.
Mumu, an excellent choice to have that, since he is extraordinarily tanky and way ahead.
Too easy.
And we are seeing tons of wards just going down Baron. Wards in every bush pretty much going down from both teams. They do not want to let the other team get it at this point.
What blue team wants to do right now is they want to initiate on this tower. They want to force a fight, and they want to win that fight. They want to get the kills and make sure Amumu's taking up everything, and the rest of their team can stay alive. If they get this tower and the inhibitor, that's a key barrier for them.
And we do see the cleanse coming out of Misfortune right there, trying to stay alive. If we can see, you know, everyone on blue team has their ult up, we could see a Curse of the Sad Mummy into the bullet time, and it could completely decimate purple if they're able to time it right. But purple, on the other hand, does have all their ultimates up. We could see a crescendo into the Katarina Death Lotus, and it could completely decimate the other team. It's whoever gets their ultimates and positions better. I think we're going to see a better fight.
Well, purple team picking up a free tower there, using Misfortune's ult in exchange for no ult from the purple team.
And only getting a little bit of farm to clear off that. A little late on that Misfortune ult right there. Do you think that's going to cost them their next fight?
Not necessarily. That's going to really hurt them because you won't be able to follow up on the Amumu ult with it, which is a fantastic combination for that area effect, massive damage. But really, the deciding factor for this next fight is how it is engaged, who is there, and in what position.
And we do have both teams kind of meeting up on the opposite side of Baron right here, trying to clear the wards on the side of blue. Purple's right there waiting for them, though.
Shen is split pushing bottom now. A good move as Shen because he's got the global presence. He can pressure the towers. If blue decides to initiate the Baron or initiate a fight, he can ult in. The only disadvantage of doing that is ult is channeled, and it's going to delay him arriving in the fight by a few seconds.
And that is the strength of Shen we do see in so many fights. Oh, blue not going for it quite yet, but we do see Amumu's Sunfire keeps pulling that Baron.
Very nice bait there. Purple obviously think they're still doing it till just then when Lower's Requiem poked it. But they did a nice job of initiating the Baron fight and then killing the wards, showing that they were doing it, and then walking away.
Absolutely.
Making red delay just a little bit longer than they might have otherwise.
3 people from blue team are backing off. Purple, Shen is going in on the solo dragon right here. We got a couple members of blue around it. It is not warded whatsoever. And Urgot is coming in to help Shen right here. I think this is going to be an uncontested dragon.
And it is going to even out the goal in this game. We're now only seeing a 1.4k disadvantage at 35 minutes. That's almost negligible. If they can kill one more tower, they will be tied with the blue team.
Well, we do have a little bit of downtime. Do you want to go over the builds right here on both teams? What am I seeing right here?
Well, you're seeing Warmogs for the purple team. Warmogs in Sunfire Cave. Health building being very strong right now, especially with the situation they have with the Mumu. They need to build a little MR because of that Abyssal Scepter. That reduced magic resist is going to kill them if they let them stay around too long. One thing you can't let a Mumu do is let him build the magic resist against, or a magic 10, I reckon. Because while his damage is low, and the magic resist won't really help you much against his base, if he starts stacking it up so that he's penetrating your magic resist, then he is going to do a ridiculous amount of damage really, really fast.
Absolutely. Oh, we're seeing really, this is a little bit of an interesting build on Katarina for me. Just, she has the Zanya's Hourglass and a Sunfire Cave as well as the Sorcerer Shoes. Really staying tanky while getting that damage out. She got the magic penetration from her boots. kind of keeping the damage up there on the high side. And you do have Urgot catching that kill right there on Draven. He does not care. He is tanky. He is doing the damage. And he is just able to take him out right there, making it a 4v5 for the next 45 seconds.
Well, unfortunately, the red team were a little slow in getting out of there, so now it's a 4v2. Oh,
and it is
not hitting
all
anyone.
split up right now. The Amumu going in with the wild growth. He's gonna be, oh no, Urgot is able to flash away. I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to chase him. He is quite fast right now, but yes, they do get him down.
Okay, that was a bad situation for the red team. They had the advantage. They caught Draven out of position, but they stayed too long and they got caught. And that cost them the advantage in that situation. They had all the advantage going in there. They did manage to pick up a tower from it, so that was nice. But they would have gotten the tower even if they didn't get killed. They needed to get out after getting that free kill and mass up. If you turn it into a 5v4, don't let them catch you 4-on-2.
Absolutely. The gold still saying relatively close, a little under 2,000 gold now between the kill and the tower right there. But now you do have blue taking that middle tower with Xin Zhao going in. We do have Lee Sin coming in to save him. He does dragon kick him into Misfortune, which looks like it might have been a little bit of a mistake there. Misfortune taking a ton of damage from Xin Zhao. Cleanse come out, but it does not help him. He died. And you have Lee Sin. He's taking the damage from the Sinister still and the Feint, but looks like Lee Sin might be able to get away right there.
Okay, red team needs to really take advantage of the fact that they're on a 5v4 right now. Missing Misfortune is big, just like missing Draven was until they threw it away. But they have to take advantage of this. They can't sit around in the jungle and farm like they're doing right now. They need to push. They really have to push right now, or they're going to throw away this 30-second opportunity they have. They're just wasting their time in the jungle and throwing away any chance they had. This is exactly what I don't want to see from this purple team.
Exactly, with Urgot, he's bottom right now. He's not even farming. I'm not sure what he's doing. A little slow. They might have been able to get Baron right now, but blue is able to get those wards down, which was relatively unwarded except for that bottom ward right there. And we have Xin Zhao. He's going on Amumu and Lulu solo. He's losing a bunch of health. He got caught right there. Katarina coming in. We see Kirsten's sad mummy.
That wasn't too bad for Xin Zhao, actually. He baited them into the rest of his team, but he was just a little too far away and took too much damage before they got there.
Absolutely. Amumu going down. Lulu, is she going to be taken down by the Ignite? She's not, but Shen is right there, and Katarina does get it with bouncing Blaze right there. Okay. Are they going to pressure Baron right now? That's the question.
They have to. Right now, they need to push the enemy base or take Dragon. They got the big threat out. Amumu is dead. They've got 37 seconds where they can win this game. Well, not quite win the game, but they could get that inhibitor. They can take down a couple of towers. They can take Baron, whatever they want to do.
We might see a fight here in top lane.
Yeah, this is a fight blue team would lose very, very quickly.
Let's see what happens right here. Resonating strike going in on Katarina. She's going to follow it up. No, I do not think she is going to follow that up right there.
Red team took way too long in getting to that situation. They could have easily taken that inhibitor down. Instead, they just settled for an inner tower, and they're going to go back off towards Baron. Baron would be very dangerous for them now.
What do you think about this Banshee Veil? We don't see too many Banshee Veils, but here we do have it on Urgot.
It's excellent against the Amumu.
Absolutely, being able to stop something right there. Noxious Charge going down on Lee Sin, the Acid Hunters going in, but it's pretty much tickling them at this point. Resonating Strike going in, but it does miss, not hitting anything right there. Both teams just kind of stalemating around Baron. We do have blue team starting it right there now. Baron down at half health. We have the Noxious Charge going in. Acid Hunters are going in, but we only have 4 members there, right there where Shen is pushing bottom. Blue's going in. Oh, and blue gets the Baron. Lee Sin does get that smite off right there. Sona does have the ult. We have the bullet time. We have the sad mummy going down. Sona's going extremely low. Xin Zhao dies. Katarina dies. We're going to see Urgot go down, and I'm sure Sona's going to go down. Yes, Sona's down shortly as well. Okay. We have Shen split pushing bottom, but it's not going to be enough.
First impressions, that looks absolutely horrific for the red team, but they've exposed this inhibitor. If Shen had been a little faster in the pushing, or if Red had survived just a little longer, they could have gotten that inhibitor. But instead, they're just going to lose an inhibitor and possibly a Nexus tower or two here. And this could have gotten a lot worse. Shen coming in would not have saved that team fight, and he did take advantage of the situation. But they were too late in initiating for the red team. They should have just tried to delay them and not actually fight them.
And we do have that Shen going in. He gets the fan on almost every member of blue team, 4 people, but he is getting chunked extremely low. His chances to stop were just not enough right there.
That was amazing delaying action. Saved them from losing the game right then and there. But they lost both of their Nexus towers and an inhibitor. No Nexus towers means that all of your minions are going to stay in your base all of the time unless you stay as well. And that just kills your pushing potential. They're trapped in their base until that inhibitor respawns.
Well, what do you think about Purple's team? Their ability to turtle right there. You think they're going to be able to turtle this out, kind of like we saw GGU do in last week's LCS. They had all turrets down, but they were able to turtle it down. They were able to push it back and win the game. What does Purple team need to be able to do that?
They need to catch the blue team out. They are in such a bad situation with how strong the Amumu's initiate is right now. They cannot win a defensive fight. 5v5 in front of Nexus, Purple team loses the game. If they catch someone out and turn it into a 5v4, they have a chance.
Well, here we go. Sona trying to catch Amumu right there on Dragon. Mumu's soloing it. He doesn't care. But he's going to have teammates there to back him up, and they do get a free Dragon right there.
Mostly irrelevant at this point, but it is a nice thing to happen to the night to the Purple team. Blue is still only 5k gold ahead, but their positional advantage and the fact that there's inhibitors, that inhibitor and the Nexus towers are down, too big against them. Now, blue team just needs to split push top and bot simultaneously, or just one at a time. And red team will be forced to defend against middle, no matter what blue team decides to do.
And we have both teams kind of converging on bottom right there. Shen still mid. Are they going to be able to poke this down? Are we going to see any kind of retaliation right here? That tower going down extremely quick right here. We have the Sona ult going down, the crescendo. Everyone's taking massive damage. We're seeing the wild growth down on Amumu after getting reversed by Urgot right there. We do have Urgot just putting out massive damage right here, but he is going down. That Amumu just taking tons of damage. Shen's trying to kill Draven, but Amumu comes in to help him back right there. Sona flashes out, but she's taken down.
That ace
Draven
quadra kill for the Draven.
Water kill.
The end of the game.
It is GG's coming out from both teams right here. Good game, blue coming up with a 9k gold lead almost right there.
Right, finishing up at the 44-minute mark with 22 seconds, 10 kill lead and an 8k gold advantage. Sorry, almost an 8k gold advantage for the blue team. Just once that Baron fight, so very bad for the purple team. That cost them the game at the end. They were in it until that point when they lost that fight, losing 4-0, and Shen was not able to split push quickly enough to really punish the blue team there. And that is where the game ended. Everything after that was just delaying the inevitable.
Absolutely. Very close game. Pretty much the whole time. That Baron fight definitely tipped it off, but very entertaining to watch.
Yes, two very good custom matches. Perhaps not the most balanced of games with the teams present and the champions selected. That was a very interesting show from the Amumu and top I was pretty impressed with. Although I am not sure if I would favor to see another Amumu top. I think that was mainly a player skill matchup situation, more so than a champion selection matchup situation.
Absolutely. And the double AD actually turned out for them as well. Not sure how well that actually turned out in terms of meta compared to player choice, player skill, but very entertaining to watch.
The misfortune was in a bad situation for the majority of the game. They lost the bottom lane against the Urgot Sona. If there hadn't been a second AD carry, they would have had a lot more trouble pushing out and taking those towers, and that's really their only gold advantage they had that entire game was the tower lead. And until the end there, when the Baron fight happened, if the purple team had caught up in towers, they had the advantage. the only big threat for the blue team was their Amumu. And if he was killed or denied from being in the fight for any reason, then really the blue team lost the fights almost instantly afterwards. And that was just going to show just how advantageous the rest were for the purple team, but that top lane just got hit so hard from that Moo getting so far ahead. Some more jungler attention and maybe Katarina coming up top would have helped a lot there, but it didn't happen. Katarina waiting far too long to start roaming. Katarina's very good strength at getting into other lanes and picking up kills and snowballing was not exploited in this match.
Absolutely. And one last thing to point out is just look how much gold, look how much creep that Amumu had right there. 332 creep score, 18.4k gold. That Amumu was just a monster throughout that whole game.
Indeed it was. Well, thank you for joining me today, FF Android. And to everyone watching, this has been FilibusterFox, joined by FF Android, doing some duo shoutcasting in League of Legends. We just threw up some customs to give it a go and test it out a little. And this show comes on every day at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern Time at twitch.tv/FilibusterFox. If you are watching YouTube videos on demand, the saved versions on YouTube, and you're seeing audio sync issues, please just watch the version on Twitch TV. I'm telling you that a little late. It's the end of the show, but for future reference, if you do run into an audio sync problem, just switch over to the Twitch copy. Sometimes when it sends it over, YouTube processes it odd, and it kills that sync. Any final comments there, Android?
Great being here with you tonight. I can't wait to see these VODs of the game, and hope to be here again.
All right, everyone. It's been FilibusterFox, and I will see you next time.